So EKKL Entertainment, which is now released and available, it's a new hub for family-friendly, wholesome streaming content, plus a whole bunch of other stuff. It seems really cool. I haven't checked it out yet, but it'll have movies, TV shows, podcasts, audiobooks, devotionals. I think even like travel benefits, like you name it, they've got it. Michael Scott is the co-founder who also founded Pureflix, so he is like not new to this industry. And I got to talk to him recently about like his kind of hopes just for EKKL Entertainment, and his excitement towards it. So it was a really great conversation. Check that out now. Awesome. Well, congrats on your new distribution company.
Well,
That's
thank you. Thank you.
amazing.
You're my first interview of the day, which is always the best one.
Oh, I better be. That's all. I can't expect any less. Um, well, tell me about EKKL. Like, where did this idea come from?
Gosh, we are just kind of, I've been looking at the market over the last few years and looking at what do, the faith-based audience and that family-friendly audience really needing. And what we realized as we looked at it, there's a lot of movie services out there that stream video and do all this thing, whether it be faith and family or just your standard Netflix and everything like that. But we realized there was no central hub for this type of entertainment. And we said, what if we did something different? A multi-vertical kind of platform where you can get all your entertainment in one area. So we're going to be bringing movies and television. We're going to be bringing podcasts. Very shortly after launch, we're going to have audiobooks, prayer and devotional. We have an incredible travel shop and health that brings great discounts to our members that are on board because we're saying you can do everything inside EKKL. EKKL every day is the thing. And we're super excited to be launching here in March. And I think people will find something that they enjoy. People might watch a movie once a week, but they might love their favorite podcast or whatever it is. They're going to be able to get all that here.
Yeah, that's super exciting. I don't think I realized it was podcasts and audiobooks and everything too. That's really cool. And you started Pureflix in 2005,
I
and it
did.
Mhm. That's awesome. It became like one of the first, if not the first, like Christian-based streaming service.
Yes.
You've seen the industry change in the 20 years since you started.
Well, you know what's interesting about it? There's been streaming's been around for a while. When we started, it was just starting to really take off in 2015, the streaming side. But what I'm been super excited about is the content has gotten so much better. If back in the day and you go back 15, 20 years, really cheesy, kind of, it's like people would cringe, but they're like, I'll watch it, but I'll cringe. But now I think the content has gotten so much better, especially in the movies and television, but also in the podcasting, all these areas you get some really great content that makes you think, makes you laugh, makes you, whatever the type of content is, it's really moving you and you feel the production values and stuff. And so that's what we want to bring to EKKL is more of that people can really get involved. And I say it's not just all Christian content. There'll be great family stuff on there that you can just have a good laugh or have fun with your family and watch and not have to be worried about, oh my gosh, what am I going to be confronted with today?
Definitely. And so she dances. Is that your first kind of acquisition?
That's one of our first acquisitions, that'll be coming with, it's got Ethan Hawke, Steven Zahn, Maddie Ziegler. It's a kind of a great father-daughter movie, and if you have girls that are into dance and stuff like that, I think people will love it, and I think it's just a touching, heartwarming, felt story, and we wanna bring more stories like that, and so that is one of our first. It'll first go to theaters, and then it'll come to our streaming service.
Well, that's incredible. And Ethan Hawke, you had some big names already at the start of this. So that's
Yeah.
really, really cool. So how you personally, this is a more personal question. So we're zoning in a little bit. But
Yeah.
how have you wrestled with your own faith and remained strong in your relationship with God while living and working in the entertainment industry?
It's been interesting, because I've been in it for a long time, like 20 years. Before I did this, I did commercials, so I spent a long time doing commercials. So you remember the Yo Quiero Taco Bell, I did a lot of those, the dog little show on top. But, over the course of time, it's been interesting to be I've always been in the faith-based side when I got into movies and television, and Hollywood has always been uncertain, like, "What is this? We think there's an audience there. We think there's some money there. How do
Mm.
we get to it?" But yet uncertain and, like, we want it, but we don't want it. So it's been this kinda I call it goes in cycles. It's hot for a minute and then it's cold, and then it's hot again and it's cold, and it goes up and down, and it's like this ping ponging, and they don't understand the audience and really what they're looking for. And so it's been interesting to live through that. It's always great when it's exciting and everybody wants it, and then there's times where people are like, I don't like that." So I think it really goes through cycles, and for me, I think as my with my faith and being in this, I grew up. My parents were pastors, so I grew up in the faith, right? And so I always wanted to combine great storytelling with my faith, and so it's been a journey. At times, it's been tough because it's been like, where are we going to get this out? How are we going to get this out? You know, you can get a little bit like worried, depressed, all of those types of things as you do it. But as I've learned, you keep pressing. You know, the audience is there, and they're looking for something great, and it's really incredible. It's one thing to bring somebody a great story. It's another thing to bring them a movie and they say, "That changed my life. I was at a point in my life where this movie, did X, Y, it made me think about what I was doing, how lucky I really was." I've heard just so many great testimonies over the time of people being touched by these movies. And I'm like, that's why I'm doing it. And that's what encourages me to keep doing it. Because if I can touch even one life, change them for the better, I am all for it.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's why I love movies as well. Well, one last question before we end this interview, but what do you hope that Echo accomplishes once it's released and well known, widely established? What are your hopes for your company?
I think it goes back to a little bit. I want people not only to be entertained, but I really want this to touch them in the soul of their being, right? There's a lots of entertainment out there, whether you go to Netflix or Disney or whichever one, out there. But I want something that people come to and they say, wow, that actually had impact on me. That uh, built me up. I think so often you get entertainment and it can be really dark. It might be really well done, but it's really dark. Or you kind of leave and you're like, that was cool, but I don't know how I feel right now. Do you know what I'm saying? And
Definitely.
I want something where people come away and say, wow, that uplifted me. That made me think about my life in a totally new perspective. And I think if we can even do that for one moment, we're accomplishing our goals. And I think that's what I'd love to see. And so, and every piece of entertainment hits people differently. Maybe it's a podcast and something somebody's saying particular speaks to them, or maybe it's that movie in that moment and someone says, I've been there. I know what that's like, that dark moment. And I see how someone got through that situation. So if we can do that and accomplish that, that's a huge win. That's what I'd love to see.
Yes, well, thank you so much, Michael. I'm looking forward to checking out Echo. Good luck in your
Yeah.
launch.
Go to EKKL EKKL. It's a short for ecclesia, but if you know that, a little nod to our audience. But check out EKKL, EKKL.com.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.